Hello and welcome everyone to a quick little look. This is still a very work in progress mod with a lot of modeling still to be done. A little look at what's coming from BlueLine modding with our next truck. A 2001 to 1994 w900L and w900B aero cab. First it's going to be offered with the day cab and a couple of mid-roofs. Now, the next thing coming from that will then be your stand-ups and studios. However, I have a lot of work still to go. I'm shooting for a release late February, early March. So let's get into this. Today, we're going to be using Z's new C16 Cat, going for a little drive, and then taking a look at what the truck has to offer. Truck we're driving today is going to have a 13 speed and a 5 3/4 C16. Let's go and fire it up. Now I will be doing stock switches for this. The door panels are not correct and they will be corrected. Same with the upper bulkhead and the rest of the sleeper. We'll get all new padding and cabinetry model for it. I've added support myself for Z sounds and I will be trying to talk to Z about getting support added. With the addition of this truck to the lineup for BlueLine modding, there will not be support dropped on the Pete in any way, shape, or form. Pete's still going to get the same support it was getting. These gear shifting sounds from Z will end up getting added to Pete, as this will share the same engines and transmissions as the 379 already does. An updated overlook will be done on that in the coming weeks, as I find the time to do so. Now, so far on this interior, I have the majority of it already animated and set up. There will end up being an easy reach for it in due time. pyrometer is working, boost gauge is working. I have all the oil pressures and all temps working, clock working. Vast majority of the lights on the panel working. It will come with 3 frame options to start it with. None of which will be lift axles, as I intend on modeling a full new lift axle model. And I still need to model new frame rails for this truck. Look at the outside here. Now I will be including Kenworth wheels with this. Purchased the Pete already and had seen the T800 Ideas channel in the Discord. That was something that one of the other members of the page was thinking about trying to get done, and I never really quite had the ambition for the project, as T800s truthfully are not my personal thing. Now, as far as that's concerned, this on the other hand has a special place in my heart. I grown up with my grandfather having a 2001 W900B with an 86-inch studio on it, and the last truck my father drove before he got out of truck driving was a 2013 W900B with a 52-inch aero cab flat top on it. Heavy spec, which is why the W900B is here, and you'll notice a couple parts that say Tri-Land Special on them. Being a headache rack that will come, I still need to model it, and the moose bumper as well that will be specific to the W900B. This truck will have Sissel support as well as the ATS interior accessories support, and will come with the same CBs as the Peterbilt does. As you can already see, if you own the Peterbilt, you know that the Cobra 29 is the same model as what I'm using here, except for with a new cord on the mic. Just kill my reshade real quick so you can see it a little bit better. My track tire would quit being a pain. That is. There we go. Lights on real quick here. There'll be a little bit of custom stuff going with this, but not that much. A lot of it's going to be stock parts. Just show this more what you want to see rather than just seeing me drive and talk live on. So let's find some pull over and go take a look at what the truck has to offer so far. You can see here, many gauges working. Air pressure application is working. Diff wall temps are working. Transmission temp works. Air supply gauge works. Tractor trailer brakes. Your air suspension gauge works. As you'll see when I detach this trailer, it's going to drop down. Brake switch works, cruise control switch works, light switches work, your diff locks work, the switch right above the trailer brake at the very bottom, that is the trailer lift axle switch. Your blinker switches work. Now I will be replacing the steering column. I've completely animated this myself entirely. A lot of things will be replaced. The wipers will be reanimated once again. The wiper switch and the wipers are working. The idiot check lights work, as well as one for the scale bypass and scale go in. 4 ways, left blink, right blink, standard shit. It will come with its own 20 and 18-inch kenworth steering wheels, a couple of shifter options. Options are not going to be near as many as the Pete to start out with. Let's just take a look at what it's got to offer here. Starting with the W9B. I'll go with this truck here because it's going to be the easiest to modify. Now, this is a very early stages of work in progress. I'd put the truck in game in 2020 for one of my VTC drivers, who has since then decided to give permission to sell it. So, you can see we have all Creature Bombs engines, including the new ISX straight piped, with a couple of tuned variants, such as PDI tuned with their compound turbos. I don't have all of Z's engines made compatible yet, as I'm going to talk to Z and see if I can get him to add native compatibility. All of your Eaton 18s, 9s, 10s, 13s are available. Interior right now is only available in gray and black. However, I will be changing that up so that you can get in the factory colors that Kenworth offers. And it's going to be done this way rather than with nodes, as that's the best way I can get a proper reflection in the interior. Skins, it will be skinnable. At the moment it is not, as I'm still working on cabs. I want to make the skin template as user-friendly as I possibly can. So right now, it is got the base SCSW9 stuff, but it will get a couple of custom stuff, or a couple of custom skins brought with it, as well as hopefully support for the skin pack itself, the DLC Stripes pack. Fuel tanks will have a couple different options, including tank steps. Fenders will obviously get full treatment with more things to come. Same with mud flaps. It already does have one thing the Peterbilt does not, which is a headache rack. With custom airlines. The airlines have been made so that they are a little bit smoother, and that's going to happen to the Peterbilt as well. Now, as far as steps go, right now they're just polished with the different end caps. These logos will not be included, they are just currently for our multiplayer sessions. However, the template for them will be. So the matched to the frame, painted to match your truck, or polished, and then you'll have the logos as well. There will be options for breather lights, and we'll have full support for the Peterbilt's lights. I will be doing custom icons for the entirety of this mod, and there is 2 different mirror options, as well as a third that I need to work on the interior variant for. For the exhaust, I had went in last week and modeled full exhaust based on OEM replacement with a muffler delete. Hence why the Y pipe is not pointed backwards to the muffler and then back up. With fully modeled heat shields, modeled in a way that's not going to hurt your FPS badly, but they do look the part and look good doing it. Now, if I go ahead here, I've marked these out according to their heights rather than doing the different height nodes. And the heights are measured from the ground to the top of the stack. 10.5 inch tall stacks, 11 and 3/4 foot tall, and my bad, 10.5 foot tall, and 13 1/4. Not quite a bridge scraper, but pretty damn close. As far as the roof lights go, Same deal, there will be some that come with this truck, as I'm probably going to be separating the lights out from the Pete into its own light pack to come with it as a separate part. The fuel tanks, or no, I already went over the fuel tanks. There is a couple of different visors and fender guards. I will be making a few more. Grill bar options will be coming as well. So you'll be able to change out the grill bars and the grill surround, as well as the Kenworth logo, whether it's painted or not. I may make the crooked K. I'm not quite sure yet. There is a couple of custom pieces, a few stock pieces. I do have fog lights to add in here still. There's a little glimpse of the moose bumper. This is modeled exactly off of the one that was on the 2013 B hood my father drove. I do still need to widen it out, as this is the L hood variant, and on the L hood I need to drop these bars down. Now, everything hopefully will end up getting a polished or unpolished variant. That is still yet to be decided. And it does have 2 straight pipes with it. Not exactly strapped for options, but it's not flushed out like the Pete yet, as it's extremely work in progress. On the inside, right now the only note I have is just for the GPS and for the steering wheel, which it's got full SCI support, and also will have, oh, of course, and it does have its own steering wheels as well, painted and non-painted. The switches match the paint of the exterior, and I will be adding an option to get rid of the window in the rear, as well as change out the floors and a couple of other little pieces. Like I said, the entirety of this interior is going to be getting remodeled before it goes on sale to correct it to the era, as this is just how the model was when I had gotten it. Now, the L and the B are 2 separate trucks in the dealership, and I still need to set dealer defaults on them. Here's a look at a heavier spec B hood. And if we go to the truck dealership, here's the L hood and the B hood. Priced pretty similar, with fully scratch modeled door handles. The moment that you put an accessory on, everything appears anyways. I'm still working on setting up the defaults for everything, as well as getting more stock parts modeled. And a couple of little things for people from Ontario. There will be the AeroCab logo optional, as well as a Kenworth Peterborough logo right here optional. I will be trying to normal map little details in, and the goal with this truck is advancement in what I can do for modding. With this truck, it's going to be at a lower price point. More than likely, the price point is going to be around $40 to be competitive in the market. However, you're not going to be wasting your $40 because it's a mod that's like the Pete going to be getting constantly updated. Door handles I modeled from scratch. I modeled those on Sunday night. And it's going to come with its own 24 and 22.5 wheels of Smarties tire support, if I'm able to get them accomplished. The frame rails are going to be remodeled, so it won't be as wide, as it looks a little bit overscaled because of the frame rails. I have lined it up next to the SDS W9 and it is correctly scaled. Granted that the SDS W9 is still out of scale. It will have Kenworth 8 bag, as well as I believe it's the AL400, which is the same mount except for it's 2 separate ones, and possibly New Way. The 12 gauge fenders will be available on this truck, hopefully from launch. At the very minimum, there will be some hump fenders and more work orientated stuff. So if you want a good Kenworth work truck, this is going to be your truck. It's going to be a lot more work orientated than it will be show at first, and just like the Peterbilt, it will evolve more and more to have a bit more show stuff in it. That's about it for this. There will be, again, like I said, many more details added, a lot of remodeling done, more chassis added, more cabs added, as I've been working on this truck 14 hours a day, 5 days a week. If you're looking to find any of our mods, such as the 379, as shown here, they can be found at BlueLine modding or BlueLineATSmods.com. We accept PayPal and credit, and files are sent out via email. If you don't see the email, check your spam folder. Till next time with the review on the Pete, or overview on the Pete. That's it for me. Have yourselves a wonderful day.